There's a high school senior sitting across from you who's interested in playing Division I soccer and obviously has the bona fides to do it, you would obviously recommend this route. The route of club soccer, the route of taking a gap year, reaching out to these schools, sending tapes.
I think a lot of it really, you have to do the legwork yourself, because a coach, for example, it's not just your team. Like you have 20 people on your team and he's trying to help them, but he might have 3-4 other teams that he's trying to help those kids get in as well. So you really got to put in some of the work yourself.
Did you ever consider this, taking a picture of your head and superimposing it over a player from the, MLS's body and sending that out to colleges?
No.
No? Who took your SATs?
I did.
You took them yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, big mistake. Big mistake.
Harvard
You ever have,
out the
He
window.
bucked the trend on that.
did you find any college that seemed to be interested in you, and then they saw your dad's stuff online and said, "I'm sorry, we've got standards"?
I did think the best analogy was that you did the legwork.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty punny.
Oh,
To be honest with you.
yes, that was in his
You
senior.
picked up on that.
That was in his senior essay.
Yeah.
That was his senior essay. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
He inherited the comedy gene. It's a gene.
It's a gene?
Yes.
Is that what you... Well, I think in certain situations you have two options. One is to be funny, and second would be cry your eyes out every single night. So you probably had... What was it like having Paul as a father? A Great Santini situation?
I don't even
I don't think he
know
knows
that
that movie. That was a 1970 movie.
Or a Mommy
90s.
Dearest.
You imagine Mummy Dearest. Did you ever see Mummy Dearest?
No.
Did your
boy.
dad ever bring a hanger to any of your soccer games and tell you that if you didn't do well, you were going to get the hanger across the back of the legs?
No.
No, he wouldn't tell you. He'd just do it. No, what was it like having Paul as a soccer dad? Was he?
Hands-on.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I mean, I think the best way to put it, he supported me the whole way.
Oh,
basically,
God. Not
disappointing.
this.
No wonder you went to 5 school. We got it.
From
You got to shake it off.
From the beginning, he showed me how to train, and then
And
if
now
I wanted
you can't
to
play because of your groin. Nice job, Paul.
he showed me how to train. If I wanted to train with him, he would always be available. But a lot of it, I knew how to do on my own because of him.
Oh my!
Heck.
I
You
would have
didn't teach
never
how to
asked that
stretch,
question
apparently.
if I had known that. Yeah, did he ever tell you how to stretch or how?
Apparently not.
Did he ever tell you how to intimidate the other team by bloodying yourself? Did you hear about the bloody nose story?
No.
Oh, I've told it. I think he forgot it.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot it. Okay, that sounds.
I've told it. I bloodied myself up to intimidate the
Oh
other team,
yeah.
and I lost it.
I have heard this.
That's a good, like, I've done stupid things when I was a kid. Here's one. Did you play during the pandemic? You missed that, right?
Do you consider like the beginning of 2021 the pandemic?
Yeah, you left
course.
right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He packed his car up and drove to Virginia and Michigan to try out for these teams in the middle of the pandemic.
Okay.
It was a good time because everyone was not leaving their house, so you take advantage. You take advantage of an opportunity.
All right.
Yeah, got himself a tryout and got on the team.
I have to ask him this because
Yeah.
he did score a goal at NC State.
Okay.
Your first college goal ever was scored at NC State, right?
No.
You didn't score a goal?
No.
Are you sure?
Are you using Google? What are you looking up?
I looked it up. I looked him up, and it says he
Really?
scored a goal. Tell everybody you scored a goal.
Yeah,
It's online.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, it was an amazing diving header. You hurt your groin when you hit the post after the ball went in. Yeah, it's on there. I just looked you up and said you scored a goal.
We have a friend in comedy, and if you look on Google, his net worth is like $2 million. It's not $2 million. It's about
Zero shy of that.
1.8 million shy of that. Yeah. But
Did you score
not
any
everything
goals
is
in
not
those
everything
colleges?
online is true, Jim.
At Brandeis, I didn't at Wilmington. At my first goal came at Brandeis.
How was that? Seriously. Think about it. You've been to 2 colleges. You're now
Yeah.
you're in your 3rd college, and you finally score a college goal. That had to be.
No, it was definitely a good feeling. It was at
Dad must have been incredibly proud.
It was at Endicott against Endicott.
Endicott. Is
Right
that a
down the
women's
street.
team?
No.
Is it Endicott a women's school?
It's right down the street.
Years ago it was.
Years ago.
It's co-ed. It's co-ed. It's been co-ed since late 80s.
So you scored a goal against a women's school. How'd that feel as your first goal? No, that had to be seriously. When I scored my college goal as a goalie, a Boston Globe interviewed me, and I didn't know what to say. They said, "What's it like to be a goalie and to score a goal in your first college goal ever?" And I said, "Well, it's amazing. I have a phenomenal left foot, and that's what I use to score it. Well, what happened in reality is I kicked the penalty kick, the goalie saved it, and it came right back to me, and I just stuck my left foot out and it went into the net. But, of course, the Boston Globe said, it was an amazing left foot goal by goalie Jim Ruberti. But it was still it still had to be a good feeling.
Yeah.
All those years of training, high school to score a college goal.
I can tell you what the reporter was thinking when he talked to Jim, and Jim said, I have an amazing left foot. He's thinking, who is this egotist? And he thought he would,
Make it worse.
protect the kid. Protect the kid. Little does he know that years later, Jim would be outing him as being a poor reporter.
He's not an award-winning reporter like you, though.
Yes.
He probably was if he wrote for the Globe. I've been in those meetings. Trust me, they're pretty
You were
good.
teasing him about 5 schools, and you said he rivaled you. How many did you go to?
Well, we went through it. I don't know if it counts. I went to Northeast Broadcast School, which is now a college. I don't know what it's called. I went to Bentley, where you went, but I went for a professional program. So I have a certificate from there. Then I went to North Shore Community College, Salem State College, North Shore Community College again, Salem State again, and then Emerson, NYU, and the New School University in New York City. But
So 8.
whatever. Who can count? I wasn't a math major. I was a communications major.
What's shocking is not that you went to 8, but that 8 took you. Doesn't say much about our financial
Actually, 9 if you
institutions.
count my master's, and 10 if you count the class I took at UMass Lowell that may or may not go to a doctorate. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get a doctorate just so you two have to call me Dr. Rattigan. That's
How did we get here when we have your son here, a Division I soccer player, and we're talking about these 5 schools and how amazing that is?
I think it might have been 8.
It's 8 schools.
Listen, I was not the best student in the world. And you know why? Math and waking up in the morning. You ever do this? You ever make your schedule? This is what I used to do. I'd be making my own schedule, and I'd be like, oh, here's an 8 o'clock class. I can take that. Here's a 9 o'clock class. I can take that. Here's a 10 o'clock class I could take. I could take these 4 classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's all I have to do. And I could do all my studying on Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday, and it'll be perfect. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I would usually try to get no class on Friday.
Okay.
That was usually my go-to.
Yeah, usually I would do that, and then I'd wake up at like 10 o'clock on Monday, and I would have already missed 2 classes, and I'd have to get dressed.
My father, when he dropped me off at college for soccer at North Adams State College I played for, he dropped me off, he put my luggage down, and he said, son, give him the old 1-2. And that's what I came back with, the grade point average, 1.2. I did exactly what he wanted. I know, that's why. See, I thought it was gold scored in the stats.
Games played? Games started. GS, yeah. Everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Why would
GS
GS be?
Why would GP be? I agree with you. It should be GP.
No.
Played.
No, it should be GS. I'm sure they say, here's what it says. It says games, goals. Never mind. Well, let's, we've got him as
We just figured out he didn't score. Okay? He didn't score until he played the women's team.
At Brandeis. Did you say to yourself, this is all it takes for me to have a successful career, go to a school where kids are smart?
No, I honestly thought we were going to have a great season because they had been to the back-to-back Final Fours. I was like, I feel like I'll add to this team and maybe we'll even win a national title, and we didn't even make the tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Do you know?
It's a good league.
Yeah, it's the toughest league in Division 3.
Yeah.
What do you find the differences between playing D3 and D1?
I would say it's mainly the commitment from the players.
Okay.
Yeah.
I teach at UMass Lowell, and I get to class at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there are teams practicing. It's either, sometimes it's the women's, well, actually, different times of the day, it's different teams. Lacrosse, soccer, women's, men's. What time traditionally, or was there a time consistent for all 4 schools?
Not really. I guess for Division 3, it's usually in the afternoon, like after classes.
Yeah.
Whereas for Division 1, I mean, I remember in the spring, we had fitness sessions at 5:30 a.m.
Oh, that's crazy.
It is a job.
Yeah.
Huh?
At that point, it's a job.
Yeah, it is a job, but
Here's the difference, Dave. Division 3, where I played,
yeah,
we had jobs.
right.
Real jobs.
Yeah.
Soccer was not a job.
Oh yeah, D1,
So,
soccer is a job.
We literally, I would go to practice at 2:30 in the afternoon till 5, and then I was working from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
So it's not, when I see UMass Boston made the NCAA tournament in the Final Four about 7 years ago, that's all I could think about was these kids are all working full time. They're not living at school. There was no dorms at UMass Boston, so they're all commuting in. Just incredible that they could even do that. But like you said, Division I. I mean, my son goes to Syracuse. Those kids are up at 5:30. They have film class, film study, analyzing the opponents coming in. Whereas these Division III schools, they know these kids are working to go to school, or I think that's the big difference. Yeah.
So when you're playing for the Michigan Stars, or when you were playing for the Michigan Stars, was it more like Division III or like Division I, or was it a different entity?
I would say it's different. It's because in some cases there were guys there with wives and kids, like they're there fighting to put food on the table, and so it was really like every day it was just a grind.
Were they quicker?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a lot more physical.
D1's quicker than D3. Pro is quicker and more physical than D1.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously older athletes.
Yeah. I mean, I think the oldest guy on our team was 29, 30 maybe.
Yeah, which is old for an athlete who's not playing Major League Pro.
Yeah.
That's the time that usually you give up around, 26, 27?
Yeah.
And the coach was German, and tell him about training in the woods.
Yeah. So I was there for 2 seasons. The first season, the head coach was a German. He actually had won the Bundesliga as a coach and a player.
The what league?
The Bundesliga, German first division.
Dave's found a new word that he's going to repeat.
No, that's my new mantra.
I've mentioned the Bundesliga before. You're not listening.
The Bundesliga?
That's where Lewandowski,
Bundesliga.
Bayern Munich, plays in the Bundesliga.
Bundesliga.
Yes.
Bundesliga.
This is it. You've done it, Brian.
Bundesliga. Go ahead. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
But,
Listen,
It's going to be his only takeaway from this interview. You know?
Oh no!
next 3
Trust me,
episodes.
Brian's going to walk away from here with a total understanding of your entire career, Jim. And I'm sorry, we had to get up at this time to practice, and then we did this, and then
Let's talk about your career when you have to get up.
noon. Yeah, basically.
That's how
I
you
was
win
up
the big
at-
awards.
That's how you win the big awards. You work from noon to 2.
Listen. I will bring in my awards so you can see it next time, and I might even let you touch them. All right.
Did you play for Framingham State College? Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
right? You played
we
for Framingham. Now, how'd you do there?
We're still in the woods, Jim.
Oh, sorry.
We're in
got
the
to
woods.
Bundesliga.
We're in
I'm
Bundesliga.
Sorry.
Gets us off
Dave,
My
turn us off
new
track.
mantra, Bundesliga.
So let's.
Bundesliga.
You're in the woods. Go ahead. Training.
Yeah, no, we had this coach. He was Bundesliga champion, and yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we would go to the woods, and he would just have us just run.
He didn't use German shepherds to chase you, though, right?
Well, he's told us those stories.
Oh, he did.
That's what they would do. So he would say that we had it easy because we weren't getting chased by dogs.
I walked into that. Look at me. See,
He used to
and
get
I'm
chased-
the racist, right? See.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes it would be up to I'm not even kidding, 70, 80, 90 minutes straight, just running
were
loops
fit.
in the woods.
It didn't pay off. They didn't come in first, but they were fit. They
Yeah,
used to run
we're
like
easily the
crazy.
fittest team in the league. But towards the end of the season, I mean, we were just beat down.
But were you running into? Sometimes that goes the other way. You're running into a lot of injuries, a lot of foot problems, hip problems, knee problems from all that running. Sometimes it works that way too. You can be overfit,
Yeah, I mean,
like Dave.
no, we didn't have any serious injuries throughout the season.
Oh, all right. Well, good.
Yeah.
How was the year? Were you a good team?
We were middle of the table.
Was your coach a crazy person?
Tinkers
Oh,
with
yeah.
your brain
Oh, he
cells.
was, okay.
Yeah, no, he was insane.
He was insane.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to something interesting. You said the woods. All right. So tell me about him being insane. And by the way, what we just want to point out, not legally insane, because we're not mental health professionals. We're just using layman's terms. Don't sue anybody. Yeah. This guy was insane, this German from the Bundesliga league.
No, I mean, yeah, there was the Purell, the woods. I mean, guys would just get screamed at in training for just the simplest things, and
like what would get you screamed at in training?
I mean, you would just misplace a simple 5-yard pass, and he would be screaming that's amateur shit. I hate college soccer players, stuff like that.
I hate college soccer players.
The interesting tactic, I guess, was he believed in. I guess the term is the gegenpress.
Hold on, let him repeat it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not
you
gonna.
want to say
I'm
gegenpress.
Listen, gegenpress is so much better than the urethra league.
Okay.
Gegenpress.
Yeah, we would
Did he
just
say
press.
the urethra league? He just.
That's
Go
what
ahead.
he calls UEFA.
Oh, okay.
UEFA.
Yeah, no, we would just press.